Okay, so I'm going to do this homework problem where we're going to graph a parabola just as before. There's one in the PowerPoint, now we're going to do this one in the homework. So we have to first identify A, B, and C. So if you look here, A is 1, B is 6, and C is 4. So again, this corresponds to A, this corresponds to B, and this corresponds to C. The first thing I want to do is I want to see if it opens up or down. A is positive, so it opens up. The next thing I want to do is I want to find the vertex. So I want to find negative b over 2a. So here it is right here. Negative b over 2a is negative 6 over 2 times 1, which gives me negative 3. Okay, so that gives me the first part of the vertex. To find the second value of the vertex, I want to plug that negative 3 into my function here. So I want to find f of negative 3. So f of negative 3 is negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 5. And then I just want to simplify that. Okay, if I simplify that, this gives me 9 minus 18 plus 5, which gives me negative 4. So the vertex is negative 3, negative 4. Okay, that's the first part. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted the vertex right there, negative 3, negative 4, and I know it opens up, so I know it's going to look something like this, but that's all I know so far. So I'm going to continue. So if I go to the next PowerPoint here, I found the vertex, I found if it opens or down. Now I'm going to find the x-intercepts, so I'm going to set f of x equals 0, and I'm going to do all that before I answer the rest of this. So this is like step 3, find the x-intercepts. And the way I do that is I set f of x equals 0. So I get x squared plus 6x plus 5 is equal to 0. That does factor, luckily. If you don't want to factor it, you can also use a quadratic formula, but it does factor. The two factors are 5, x plus 5, and x plus 1. And if I set each of these equal to 0, I get my two x-intercepts, which are also called as zeros. One x-intercept is negative 5, and the other one is negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write here. Here's my x-intercepts. It's negative 5, comma 0, and negative 1, comma 0. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and pause and plot those. So you can do the same thing. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted my two x-intercepts, negative 5 and negative 1 right here. The next thing I'm going to do is find my y-intercept by finding f of 0. Since you can't see the function, I'm just going to write it right here. Okay, so the way I find the y-intercept is I find f of 0. And if you plug that in, we're going to get 5. Okay, so if I go ahead and plot that one, graph that one, it is right here. And now I'm going to go ahead and pause this and continue this graph going through these points. Okay, so there's a graph. Now let's go back and answer the questions. They want you to graph it. They want you to find the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is this line that goes right here. Okay, here's the axis of symmetry. It's always x. It's a vertical line. X is equal to this value right here. So it's x is equal to negative 3. The next thing they ask for is the domain of the range. The domain is the x values. So how far the left, how far the right it goes. So that's negative infinity to infinity. In the range is the y values. The lowest y value is right here, is negative 4, and then it goes to infinity. Okay, so again, this is one of the homework problems on the extra worksheets.